Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Blind, brought to you by Tetra Hearing online. Find them at tetrahearing.com, and make sure you follow all their social platforms. They got a lot of cool stuff up there, and they've got new things coming your way after the first of the year, and you're not going to want to miss that. So go check it out. Thank you, Tetra Hearing, for being a part of this. We're in our final day here at Tornado Alley in Kansas. Logan Burditt, Alex Diecidue, and on the pod for it's not the first time, but it's
first time this trip.
But one of the rare times, Dakota Thurn from Marathon Media Management. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
Yeah. He got a little time in front of the camera this morning. He turned around and he was filming himself. It was kind of weird.
Not only then, but he actually got a little time behind the gun, behind the old Viper G2, and got to pull
behind
the trigger.
The stick.
Yeah. I still got it. He still got it. Yep. His AQ got a little time.
Making it bark.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. We always joke about it, but anytime the camera guys get to shoot, you know that we're beating them up. Mm-hmm. And not many trips this year have we had it to where we get into that situation and be able to do that back-to-back days. It was freaking sweet.
It does seem, though, that there's a theme that if there's going to be an opportunity for the camera guys to switch out and shoot, and you're screwing up my headphones, dude.
Sorry, I was trying to fix mine.
Now I don't hear anything. There we go. Now mine works. If there's a time that you're going to get behind the gun and shoot, it happens at Tornado Alley.
For sure. I think it happened like that last year too.
Mm-hmm. There was the time where we were hunting that water and you got caught behind the blind, and Logan was getting in the blind and the birds were coming in, and you were kind of working behind him.
Yeah.
On that particular hunt, you got to switch out and shoot a few specks, I believe.
Yep. I remember that.
Some mallards.
I think you told everybody to get your popcorn ready is what I remember.
Exactly.
I do remember saying that. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our final hunt here. Heck, there's really no way to lead into it other than it just didn't work out. Yeah. What's that sound effect from? Isn't that the
Price is Right?
Price is Right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
The price is wrong, Bob.
So it's that pond and that we've talked about. It's either really good for us or really bad. It was last time I think we hunted it. It was really bad, and it turned out this way this year. Logan, why don't you kind of set it up and why it didn't work out today?
Man, it's just a giant piece of water. It has a lot more water in it than it usually has. It's usually got bare banks showing, but they've had a lot of rain here in the last 3 months, and the ducks were feeding in the north side of it, up in the smartweed. And we really chose to hunt ducks this morning because we were so close to our possession limit on geese. We had a goose feed, but with the last 2 days and how they've gone and how good they were, us being tight on our possession limit, we didn't want to go out there and shoot a handful of geese. So we were like, we got a mallard spot. Let's go give it a try. And really what it all boils down to is the fog. We had that weird filtered light. The fog was fading. They didn't know where the fog was so thick at the beginning. They didn't know where we were. And then when the fog kind of cleared, they were just picking us out plain as day. And they wanted to land out in the middle of the giant body of water. And I assume they're laying it out in the middle and kind of swimming up into that smartweed. Yeah. We were having a tough time to pull them to the edge.
Yep.
You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest takeaway. I think the biggest part was our hide, right? Because we couldn't run the panel blinds because they were going to be in thigh deep water, right? And if you can run them in 6 inches of water, a foot of water even, but getting to where we needed to be just wasn't going to happen. So we were trying to do a little bit of a makeshift hide. And if it was sunny and you had shadows and you had some wind, I think it'd be a different story, but we didn't really have any wind. And then the fog burned off. It was still foggy, but it wasn't nearly as thick as it was like dense this morning. You couldn't see anything. Yeah. And we were like, well, that will kind of help a little bit. And then it burned off enough to where you could see, 200 yards or so, and just getting picked out. Like I said, they wanted to land in the middle with not really any wind keeping them down. And it's just one of those duck hunts that,
one of those days, you know, it's probably the worst condition days you can possibly hunt.
Right.
They can see you, pick you out, plain as day. We didn't have any wind to work on. We weren't where we wanted to be. We weren't on the X. We couldn't really get to where we wanted to because it was way deeper as that water came up. So it's just, you got to chalk it up for a loss, and there's nothing you could really do differently, other than go
hunt somewhere else. Right, exactly.
So,
yeah. So we ended up with 1 duck and 3 geese, and that was the way we had, unfortunately, in the trip. But that's not to say that it was a bad trip. It was a fantastic trip. I mean, the first day was a little bit slow, but I mean, every bird that nearly came in on that first morning died, and then we put up a I don't even know what it was now, 59 or something like that.
58, somewhere
58. I
high
think it was on the
50s.
second day, 50 the third day. Those are hunts that you just don't ever forget about, right? Like those are the ones that you remember that time like 4 years ago when we were on this, whatever. And it was really cool to have Gus and Ryan Bader from TriStar in camp with us. That was really neat. And then of course, Troy Ball flying in from Oregon with lacrosse footwear, which by the way, hang on tight here. We're going to give away the Alpha Burley Pro boots and the Alpha Agility waders in just a little bit, but really had a blast having those guys in camp. Any highlights that you take away from this particular trip or anything you learned from this that you can take moving forward?
Well, I mean, you can always learn something from Everett. He's got a lot of wisdom in that beard.
He's not even paying attention.
Always, he's got like this blank stare.
He's
like,
not paying attention.
Hello,
he's
Everett.
in his own world right now.
Are you medicated right now?
Own world.
he is just glassy.
What are you guys talking
I
about?
don't know what to do with my hands.
Honestly, the biggest part I think that we all truly enjoy about this trip is being able to hunt with some of our best friends.
Yeah.
And so it's like coming down and getting to hunt with the Tornado Alley guys, but then also having, like you said, Troy was able to come in and Gus and Ryan, and we're able to bring some people in. It's just fun. It's
Lyle
a
got to enjoy Rogan.
Yeah, Lyle
Logan's
came
brother.
down for a day.
Yeah.
Like
Champ.
It's laid back.
Champ came
well,
down.
he didn't really
He
hunt
just-
with
he
us.
just came down.
So it's fun, right? You get to enjoy the time and waterfowl camp and hanging out with your buddies, and it's a laid back. We all have hunted together for so long that it's fun. It's flat out fun.
Yeah. All right. Before we talk about the giveaway and what we have next for Heartland Waterfowl, I want to give DT a little bit of a spotlight because he's been a part of Heartland Waterfowl for many years, but then he started a company called Marathon Media Management. He's the guy behind the camera and then the guy who's kind of making all the magic happen with all of the YouTube videos and those hunt recaps and turning those around in a very polished production. Within 12 to 24 hours of it actually happening. And so, man, you're crushing it, bro. We really appreciate what you're doing. Think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
What can you take away? I mean, you're on the pod here for the first time this season. Anything you want to chime in on or add to what's going on this year?
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. And I also have a ton of fun doing it as well. That's one of the beautiful things about and this is kind of a testament to our relationship and kind of like what we've done over the years is as a client, to have a client, you guys are the best client in the freaking world because at no point do you guys have we ever had revisions. I send an edit to you guys and get an approval. You're just like, if DT is willing to put the stamp on it, it's good. Mm-hmm. And like that relationship, that allows me to be more flexible, go out on a limb a little bit more and feel comfortable that I can create what I want to create. So this is a weird situation. Like it doesn't ever happen like this. I'm a one-of-one kind of position of being able to do this, and it's cool. I don't take it for granted. I love being able to do all this and put it together.
Well, you kill it.
It's down in Texas. I'm gonna have like 10 revisions each time.
yeah, exactly.
He's actually,
Yeah,
it's
you
funny.
just stuck your own foot in your mouth on that one. It's over.
It was so funny. Like as you were saying that, I was thinking about when we first started doing this original series on YouTube and how I was like over your shoulder. Oh, all of us were really, but I mean, I certainly was over, hey, we should do this. Well, we can fix the music here. Don't forget the logo here. Don't forget captioning, all that stuff. And then it got to the point where we got this thing to be a well-oiled machine and I don't even really worry about it. I mean, we occasionally will get to watch the rough cut before you post it to YouTube, and there occasionally will be a time where we say, hey, we need to hold on to that shot longer, or don't forget to put the sponsor logos at the beginning. But other than that, you're crushing it, man. And it's obviously being very well received. You and Q, who's behind kind of engineering the podcast right now, have done a great job building our YouTube channel. Almost 30,000 new subscribers in 2023. And so kudos to you and what you're doing. And let's keep growing this thing, man.
Yeah, to the moon.
Absolutely. All right. So next we're headed to Five Land and Holding in West Texas. It's our traditional crane hunt to start the new year and going down there and hanging out with our buddy Joe Palumbo before he goes under the knife.
Yep. It's a real Achilles heel.
But didn't crash.
I thought it
but
was
didn't crash.
I thought it was a
But didn't
different kind
crash. There we go.
I was getting a different kind of surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're leaving December 31st, New Year's Eve. We're going to hunt the 1st through the 4th. And right after the hunt on the 4th, Joe's going to Dallas to get his Achilles surgery, getting it repaired like Aaron Rodgers.
But better. But better.
But better.
Yeah. He'll be throwing dimes in no time.
That would be awesome. Yeah, so if by chance you are a client of Joe Palumbo and Five Land and Holding, we hopefully you can live vicariously through us, because if you had something booked and it didn't work out for you to come this year.
Yeah, I don't obviously think he has any clients. I don't know if SRP's running, because he's going to be in town. SRP's Joe's dad.
Nice.
I wasn't sure if he canceled him or if he got somebody else running the show.
I haven't asked him, but I would imagine, I mean, you can't do anything after surgery. His crane season's only a month long.
Yeah.
You know, he only guides in January down there. So
I'm pretty sure it said it was like a 6-month recovery, like 3 months off of his foot period.
I would assume he's going to be so loopy on meds the first couple of weeks that he's not going to be doing anything.
No. So live vicariously through us on those crane hunts. And hopefully, by the way, have you got any kind of scouting report? Has he told you what's going on down there? Last year, obviously, was really dry. Crops were terrible. There was no water, low bird numbers. What are we looking at this year?
Yeah, he told me from the Bahamas they were coming from the deer blind.
He's roughing it right now. He's having a hard time
he's
right now.
not scouting or anything. He's down in the Bahamas for Christmas. So.
Yeah.
But no, last week he said he was doing some driving around. He had to go up to their farm in the Northeast there. So on the way back, he said he said, I've already seen more birds than I saw all of last year.
Wow. Okay.
It's a positive note.
That pretty much sums it up right there.
Didn't see very many last year.
No, not at all.
But they got water.
Should be good.
Yeah,
they got Milo.
Water. Yep, they got food. They got water. So he goes, I just got to find 4 days to hunt. You know,
exactly.
So
cool. All right, so let's announce the winner for the lacrosse package. Again, thank you, Troy Ball from Lacrosse Footwear, who graciously contributed to this giveaway. The Alpha Burley Pro insulated and uninsulated, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, boots that are in the Typha First Light Camo, in addition to the Alpha Agility waders. The winner is Nathan Winterstein. Congratulations. That guy has been commenting on our stuff from the last 2 years. He's actually under the handle Winter Productions. And so he's a super fan of Heartland Waterfowl. He loves what we're doing, and we appreciate that so much. So we'll need you, Nathan, to get in touch with us with your contact information. We'll send that over to Lacrosse, and they can get that shipped out to you directly. Anything else before we wrap this up at Tornado Alley?
No.
Anything
Huge
else?
Thank you to you guys. Right. Always a
Brandon,
grand
all
time.
you guys, man, not only
Thank
are you
you.
partners, but you are some of our dearest friends in the industry, and we genuinely say that every year, and we mean it.
Yep.
We love you guys, and we couldn't... we just look forward to this every time because not only the great hunting, but the camaraderie is so much fun.
And it won't be long, and we'll be back.
that's the best part about it.
Right?
That's
All
the
right.
best part
Fantastic.
about it. So,
all right, so let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Logan Burditt, Alex Diecidue.
Thank you.
Dakota Thurn. Thank you guys for watching.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Oh, stop that. Turn down the music
Merry
real quick. I was
Christmas.
going to do that. I'm sorry. There's a tease.
Wow, you just stole my thunder.
Yeah, well, I was going to say.
You always got to have control of this conversation.
I do. Sorry. But I was going to ask this, and I didn't want to blow it. So what are we doing for Christmas? Real quick. What do you got? What plans you got?
I have my family Christmas tonight.
Oh, so we got to wrap this up.
Yes.
Okay. I really screwed that up.
My Christmas is more low key. It'll be with my family Christmas morning after we do presents and stuff with my son and my wife, and then go to my wife's family in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Just a full day of fun.
You got anything special for the little guy?
Oh man, he's obsessed with dinosaurs, so we got a lot of dino stuff going on.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
DT.
I was going to spend some time with my family, but instead I've got to edit a video for Heartland Waterfowl. So,
Merry Christmas. You
got to work on the holidays.
So I found out we were the best client you could have. So I'm glad that you feel so good about us.
He also said, hey, I'm going to need to come over and get some decoys right when I get back. So he's not working too hard.
Time for a cousin to have some fun.
I'll be with the in-laws on Christmas Day, watching the Chiefs kick the Raiders' ass, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Christmas Day with the Chiefs. You know, we're all Chiefs fans here at Heartland Waterfowl. So looking forward to that. And then I'll be in my hometown of Marysville over New Year's, which I don't even know if I'm going to Texas. We'll have to talk
You're
about
not.
that.
You're not.
I'm not. Okay.
You're not going.
Doesn't
You're
look
out.
like I'm going to Texas. So that's my plans. But anyway, as
Very
Alex
Merry
said,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, Tetra Hearing, for being such a great sponsor to us. Again, don't forget to check them out online at tetrahearing.com and follow them on all the social platforms. So, all that said, so long. There you guys say salute there, Al.
We'll see you in the new year.
We'll see you next year at Five Land Holding in West Texas.
Peace and love.